Hi everyone, I'm Vone Kevitz, designer and maker of VK Dare to Be Original on Galilee Life, and I'm back. Took a couple weeks off, not on purpose. Had some car issues, so my only appointment days are Saturday mornings, and then that is Liberty. He's dead quiet until I go live, and then he thinks he's a part of the show. So y'all, I'm creating again. I am creating again, and it feels so good. It feels so good. Liberty, come on. I should just introduce him and not me. I'm like the co-host to this guy. So I got a request from my godson who saw this crazy yarn. You guys ever seen this yarn? It's called Off the Hook by Lion Brand. Off the Hook by Lion Brand. And it's supposed to do like a magical peace sign, this very one, but it doesn't. I followed the instructions. It doesn't. I don't know what I would have done wrong. I'm assuming if you just go one off, you're done. But look at what it does. So the yarn has loops in there. It's like the Bernat blanket. So the yarns have loops in there, and then I guess you just like hook it in, and so there's no tools needed. And basically, you just hook it through the loop, and it creates the knit version of. So see the knit stitch on this. Now he wants a pillow, but I don't see me not having. I have to line it because the holes. You know what I mean? It's pretty holy. So I will have to line it and then put the stuffing in there. But so that's this one. So I'm working on this. This should be fairly quickly. It was a lot of fun. And I was like up way too late trying to figure it out to get going on it. And then the other thing, you guys, the other thing is I'm working on a pattern for a Wended yarn and fiber with Tina, and she sent me the most gorgeous tiny little balls of, I think they're regular worsted weight, but it is the softest wool. I think it's merino wool, but it is so soft. And I figured out a stitch to make, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So I can't wait to share that new pattern. So that is the latest pattern I'm working on. This is the fun project that I'm working on, and this I need to finish immediately, ASAP. So this is a cross stitching thing for my model for her wedding, and I had made her one for her shower at the beginning of the year, but then the wedding got postponed, and I misspelled his name, so there's a lot of craziness going on. It is neither here nor there. So I'm making her a new one, and with the new wedding date for August, and it just time is just going so fast. So I need to make this my priority ASAP so that I could get this off my list and move forward. If you're on, say hi. If you're joining, and if not, I'm gonna have to chat with myself. So I'm not sure which project to work on. So I think maybe I'll work on Ben's, since Ben's is the easiest one. So I can loop, and hopefully I won't make a mistake as I do it, and chat with you guys if you're on. So it's been a crazy couple of weeks, and I never in a million years thought that I would get as intense as I have been on Instagram, but I almost feel like it's necessary now. I hit a breaking point. So you guys know, if you're following me for a while or a little bit, or or anything, or the majority of the time, I'm here creating. I lost a lot of followers this week, to this past couple of weeks, but definitely this week and definitely this very last post that I posted. Um, so a couple of weeks ago, since I last went live and saw you guys, if you're not following me on Instagram, that's where all the activity really is throughout the week. And then I basically meet up here on Saturday to kind of like round everything up and see what y'all are doing, and you guys can see what I'm working on. But the majority of the week, everything is in the engagement. But I do share the post inside of YouTube here too, so you can see it in the community. But the engagement is all on Instagram. And I saw something a couple of weeks ago or last week where Rand Paul was getting basically attacked. Him and his wife were getting attacked. They I don't know, they attended something. Did they attend the Republican convention? And BLM was attacking them and basically telling him to say Breonna Taylor's name or something, and like attacking him, like pushing the guard down, and it was a scary time, I'm sure, because if a mob comes after you, would you not be terrified? So that's actually my breaking point when I was like, I can't stay silent anymore. I cannot stay silent anymore, because I learned something about myself that day. I did. I learned something. I mean, I always suspected it, but at that point, I learned something about myself that I realized that okay, we got a problem. Hold on. We got a problem. It has nothing to do with me today. This is, okay. This was from last night. Oh, it's solvable. I learned something about myself, and that is I cannot stand stupidity. My pet peeve is stupidity. And once I saw stupid people doing stupid things for stupid reasons to other humans, that is my breaking point. It's like, it's maddening for me to watch stupidity. And that's when I was like, I'm done being silent. I was like, I'm done tiptoeing around humans. And so I just went off on a spree. I went off on a posting spree of my thoughts, of my feelings, of my reflections on what is going on with society right now. And so I express you, if you don't know how my thoughts about BLM, I've shared it many times, but I think this past week on Instagram was when I really just was like, I'm over people's stupidities. So I started off with several posts about broken, lost madness. Basically, I hit a breaking point. I cannot stay silent anymore when a group of humans set out to break, destroy, loot, riot, and kill for evil, run amok across this great nation. Shouldn't we learn something about them? Shouldn't we stand up against them? Shouldn't we stop them? At the very least, let's not blindly join them. And then I started a new highlight reel of just this very special organized humans. And it was broken, lost, madness. And the next one is blindly looting mayhem. If you're an adult, you should know better. You have a choice. You always have a choice. Choose better, because if you do not, it is still your choice. No excuses. I was like, does this make me pro-choice? Of course, you got to keep things light, right? If you're going to go so heavy, you got to keep some aspect light. The next one was blame, lie, mislead. The BLM way. Do your own research. The facts are so clear. Millions of dollars for just a few unjustified lives while destroying hundreds more lives, claiming to care about one class of color while destroying that very same class of color. I love bad math. It's so sad that I have to laugh at its hypocrisy. Oh, bad math. When will 1 plus 1 equal true? When will 1 plus 1 equal 2? Bad math says when people actually wake up. But I don't want them to wake up because we must keep wearing our race goggles. That's bad math talking. So then I did a live video on IGTV, basically talking about how I hate stupidity and a lot of what, basically explaining the flurry of the 3 posts of the BLM way. And I had almost hit a breaking point before that. Rand Paul was days earlier, a couple weeks ago, when I saw that video of that woman being attacked and berated by a mob in a restaurant where they're like literally all hounding on her. She's literally pinned to the wall at her restaurant table or bar, whatever she was sitting at, pinned to the wall while a whole mob, like 30 people or more, like shouting and chanting at her, berating at her to make a fist. You know what I mean? So she can show solidarity to this mob of a group. And kudos to her for having such bravery and courage to not fold to that kind of evil, because I can go in so many details of what that was. But do you know, basically the gist of it is, do you know the last time that one single man got an entire nation to raise up their hand, right? To raise up their hand and execute 6 million humans. One single man got an entire nation to raise up their hand and then execute 6 million human beings. And how did he do it? He did it that same way that BLM is doing right now. He started off like the same way with that lady. And then later on, just recently, just last week, they actually executed a man on the street just for being a president supporter. We are in this day and age right now. Evil. Now, mind you, evil has always existed. It's always existed. But I've never seen Satan so clearly now. I see him so clearly. So I posted a BIPOC post. That's lowercase b, a capital I. I don't know if you can see that. That's the one, BIPOC. That's my post. The I is capitalized not because Black is less important, but because Indigenous is what I am. Black, Indigenous, people of color. This is the cool thing to be right now. If you are not in this cool group, then I feel sorry for you. We are getting the special attention for sure. Don't worry, it's only fair. We are marginalized humans, so we need the special treatment. We are inferior, so we need the special attention. We have been deemed less than, so it is our privilege to flaunt this badge of honor. We only feel safe if you announce your space to be safe for BIPOC. Fun fact: if you feel marginalized, then you allowed it. If you feel inferior, then you allowed it. Nobody can make you feel less than without your permission. So if you feel it, then you allowed it. Stop giving other people permission to control your feelings. If you do, then you allowed it. Oh, so for the haters of this post, sorry, not sorry. If you hate my fun fact, then you must hate Indigenous people, which makes you a racist. I think. These race goggles make me dizzy. That's what happens when I put them on. When I put my race goggles on, stuff like this comes out. And that's why I highly encourage that we don't wear our race goggles. Here's some fun ones. So the next one I did after that was Baby Lives Matter. I saw this on an Instagram post. Somebody had said Baby Lives Matter, and I was like, oh, I was like, there's another BLM. So BLM, Baby Lives Matter. The most insidious evil done by Satan is to convince a mother to kill her baby and then to convince a nation to exterminate their bloodline by the stroke of a magical pen that says generational genocide is the law of the land. When humans kill a puppy, it's called animal cruelty. When a mother kills her baby, it's called choice. Another BLM bad math. I posted that and I got 266 comments. I got 221 hearts on that one, but 266 comments on Instagram. And that is where all the crazy happened. I think what happened was that I ended up trending because of all the comments and the trolls that came and jumped in on that post, that they kept making that post like trend at like on the top page of All Lives Matter, hashtag All Lives Matter. And then that got me more attention, and people from BLM were obviously very upset that I used that this time period to talk about babies, because these clumps of cells are not important right now. Those were their words. If you want some fun times, you can go check out those comments. I don't delete anything. I don't delete any comments because I actually believe in complete liberty and freedom, where I give everybody an opportunity to voice their opinions. I don't like their opinion sometimes, but it's not my opinion, it's their opinion. So I want everybody to read it. They can see how I comment, I engage. I like to show people how humans can interact without forgetting that we're humans. The next post was race goggles. If you wear race goggles, with race goggles, white human, black human, yellow human, brown human. Without race goggles, just human. That's the post. Stupidity alert. BLM says that in order to cure racism for good, we must wear our race goggles. Will this stay on the freeze? Like, will this be my banner for this video? BLM says in order to cure racism for good, we must wear our race goggles. Because when we wear our race goggles, we see white human, black human, yellow human, brown human. But if we take our race goggles off, we just see a human. So which one of these, with race goggles or without race goggles, will racism go away? BLM says wear them, see all the races, and we'll cure racism. Stupidity alert. And remember what I said about how I feel about stupidity. So in the middle of all that, I got more and more comments coming on Baby Lives Matter, to the point where, you want to know the evil that Satan is infusing into this world? So much evil that they actually commented, 2 people actually commented in the comments, hashtag kill all babies 2020. They created a hashtag, kill all babies 2020, to spite my post. What? And then someone actually put a baby emoji with a gun next to it. A gun shooting at the baby. That's the 2 emojis. That was their response. That's the response to that post. And then a whole bunch more, but All right. Posted, fearless. I have spent the majority of my life riddled with fear because I was fighting a Satan that I could never see. I always knew that I was fighting him, but when the enemy is invisible, I never knew how or when he would strike. And with all the evil going on in this world right now, I see Satan everywhere. I see him clearly as day. I know exactly where to aim. Because I know this truth, I am no longer with fear. I am fearless. And that's actually very true. Because I used to be so riddled with fear. And I think even more so this week, by doing all this, I was just like, I see Satan everywhere. And if you don't know he's around, go read those comments. He's around. He's everywhere. So the next one was a tongue-in-cheek one. If you aim at me, you better not miss, because I have excellent hand-eye coordination. I'm a knitting crochet master. Doing hard things sets you apart. Saying tough things makes you a target. Standing up for yourself makes you stand out. When you live your convictions, the enemy will always try to make you doubt yourself. But we know better. We can't live in fear. We learn from our failures. We correct our mistakes. We try another day. We choose strength. We choose resilience. We practice and practice. Then one day, what was challenging becomes as natural as breathing air. And then we ask, what took us so long? I had several people tell me, there was actually a gay atheist that was talking to me, commenting, engaging with me on that Baby Lives Matter post. And he was throwing a lot of Bible verses at me. He says he's very well versed in the Bible. So he was like telling me how that abortion, they don't talk about like when life, because their argument was that it was just a clump of cells, and then when you give birth, then that's when life happens. It's like, wow, what a lie, right? What a lie. Satan will lie, cheat, steal, and kill. Jeremiah 1:5. Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou comest forth out of the womb, I sanctify thee. And I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. My BFF Jesus knew me before he formed me in my mama's belly. He sanctified me before I came forth from her womb. He loved me even though he knew my sinful nature. Thank you, Jesus. If that's not proof that life begins in the belly and not outside the belly, I don't know what is. Hurt humans. Satan will lie, cheat, steal, and kill to get his way. He says, hate the sin. God says, hate the sin, but love the humans. By the comments of my Baby Lives Matter, it is clear that these humans have been hurt really, really badly. Satan has abused them. We must pray to Jesus that the Holy Spirit heals them of their deceptions. I love you all so much. May God bless you for spreading his love all over the world. Just 2 more posts. False idols. Right now, we have these big, expensive brands paying high-profile athletes millions of dollars to stand up for organizations that tell us who matters more, while paying third world countries pennies on the dollar to manufacture their goods. And we are listening to them. Why? Another BLM bad math. That was a question mark. I don't like to tell you guys what bad math is. I like people to look at the equation and see if they check out that bad math. So my next and final post, which I think I'm gonna like stay a little silent until I actually create, because I think I'm done going all crazy for a minute. Speaking God's truth. I just put a post: kill a puppy, animal cruelty; kill a baby, choice. That's where we're at. If you agree with this fact, move along to the next post. If you do not agree with this fact, then do something about it by liking and sharing this post. A society that cannot value life at every stage. will always struggle to value life at any stage. That will be what will be on my tombstone, I swear, if I die, when I die. A society that cannot value life at every stage will always struggle to value life at any stage. Always. And it is becoming so clear, especially with that post and the engagement and what people's thoughts are and their thought processes. It's mind blowing how we can allow ourselves to even have an argument of when life begins. And I'm like, if something is growing, it is alive. Is that not science? We don't even have to go biblical. If something is growing, it is alive. And when something is alive, there is life. When a tree has life, it's growing, it's alive. And when you end that life, then you killed it. So everybody was telling me, or those trolls in the comments were like, it's not alive yet. It's not alive yet. It's one thing. See, here's the thing I want people to, this is where my sarcastic post comes into play, where I'm just posting right now, kill a puppy, it's called animal cruelty. Kill a baby, it's called choice. Is because that is the fact. That's not an opinion. That is a fact. That is laws right now. That is the law of the land right now. That's fact, right? So admit it. If you want that, if that's what you believe, then admit it. Say it. But the thing is they don't want to admit the word kill. They act like, no, you can't kill something that isn't alive. Well, I'm sorry. If something is growing, it's alive. And when you end it, you killed it. If a flower comes out of the ground and it started off tiny and then it got big and I ripped it out before it bloomed, guess what? I killed the flower. I killed the flower. Is that not science? I don't need the Bible to tell me. Because here's the thing, they kept saying, not everybody's religious and not everybody believes in it. I'm like, you don't need to believe the Bible to exercise common sense about what life is and what isn't life. We don't have to have that argument. It's proven. We see it over and over again. You start out small, you get bigger, bigger, bigger. Growth means life. No growth means death. That's it. And so I'm like, if that's what we want, then just say we're ending life. But no, their argument is there's no life to be ended, so it's not. It's a choice. And that's where we'll always have that, like, because I think they actually believe it, or that's what they lie themselves to believe, to clear their conscience of what it actually really means. Because who wants to put life on their hands when it's clear that if they put a puppy's life in their hands, they know it's wrong. That's as clear as I couldn't tell you how many people defended the puppy. I mean, rightfully so. I have 2 beagle twins. I would kill somebody if they had messed with my beagle twins. But, I also value life at every level. It's nuts. So yeah, that was my week. That's been my couple of weeks. So I'm back on every weekend for a while, and we'll see what happens. We'll see we'll see where life unfolds here. But the one thing and then there was somebody that said, what did she say? She was like, is everything about your life like, there were a couple. I feel like Satan was definitely testing me that entire post with all those comments, because they were like, so you support, you're proud of your racist bigot president who's whatever. And I'm like, I'm not going to go into politics and tell you, if you guys don't know what Trump has done and what he hasn't done, then there's nothing I'm going to say that's going to convince you of anything. So I don't need to go into that. But, and my faith is not in man. My faith has never been in man. My faith is in Jesus. It'll always be in Jesus. And so when I fight, I'm fighting for him. When I stand up, I'm standing up for him. When I live my life, I'm living for him. So they tried to get me to like talk about like how the fact that I'm just blinded by my religion. I said, no, I'm blinded. I'm fully focused on Jesus. That's it. No religion, no person, no politician, no man, just Jesus. Sprinkled in with a little common sense, infused with a whole lot of common sense. And somebody actually said, that's sad. Somebody said that was sad, that I lived my life for Jesus. And my immediate thought was, that's Satan. That is Satan. So yeah, I see him very, very clearly in everything that we do, in every single aspect of what's going on right now. And he was never hiding. He was never hiding. He's been here clear as day since the beginning. I'm about to post something else, my next one, which is going to definitely guarantee get me more unfollows. But I'm going to speak truth anyways, because when we do hard things, and we have to keep doing the hard things because this world's going bat poop crazy because of the lies. My next post is, I've been praying over it a lot, so that's why I needed some time. But my next post is definitely God's plan and what that looks like. It's God's umbrella and Satan's plan versus Satan's plan under Satan's umbrella. And it is very simple and very easy. But when they see it, because Satan will rebuke it, Satan will want to argue with it. And so a lot of people will not be able to handle this truth, but it is still truth. And so I will be posting that sometime this weekend. Maybe after I do a couple of these rainbow, maybe I'll do some creative posts and then I'll sprinkle in God's truth. And with every scenario, with every case, of course, God's truth, Satan will lie, cheat, steal, and kill to distract, to change, to manipulate that truth. But we have to know better and see better and do better and act better. But the truth is, God's truth is still God's truth. So look forward to that fun one. That will probably end up, I foresee it, and it'll probably be just as caustic as when I say killing your baby is a choice, even though that's a fact. That's a statement. People were like insane to that fact. So I'm sure they'll be insane to this fact of God's law versus Satan's law. And by the way, how I know BLM is Satan is because Satan follows that law. They follows Satan's guidelines, and that's how you can tell. That's how you know. So when people back in when did all this happen? When people were like, in March, or was it March or April, when everybody was putting their black squares and forcing me and bullying me and threatening me and calling me all kinds of names because I wouldn't support a terrorist organization, a racist terrorist organization created by Marxists. We are trained Marxists. Those are the leaders of BLM, by the way, trained Marxists. And here's the thing that I can't, like, what I don't understand is how people can continue to support BLM is since there's so much, we don't, since so much for the Black community, we don't have to go into the abortion rate in the Black community and why Planned Parenthood was even created was to, in Margaret Sanger, who created Planned Parenthood, her words were, we are creating Planned Parenthood to kill the Negro population. And her plan is working. She is the ultimate white supremacist, and her plan is working. It's working better than she could have ever imagined, because they have the highest abortion rate. So if I'm fighting that organization, if I'm fighting what they're doing, aren't I an advocate for the Black lives? But I got called racist twice and privileged once on that post. It's amazing. That's how Satan lies. That's how he lies and deceives. I'm like, no, I'm telling you, these are bad people, evil people doing evil deeds. And somebody who's trying to stop them, I'm getting called exactly what they are doing. That's what they're doing. They want to control the population, and they target that group. And they're winning. They're succeeding. They're succeeding. Mind-blowing. So in the middle of those riots by BLM, they're executing innocent humans. One in the crossfire was a Black 1-year-old baby in a stroller. 1-year-old in a stroller from the same color that they claim to be supporting, and nobody's covering it. They don't want to talk about it. His life doesn't matter. His life does not matter. His color doesn't matter. But that's the group we're supposed to be supporting. That's the group we're supposed to be turning our blind eye to. It's mind-blowing. And then a retired security guard who's been fighting for his city goes and protects the little pawn shop that he's in. He gets murdered by this radical group that's supposed to be claiming to help his race, and they murdered him and they live streamed it on Facebook at the time. And did you know his grandson witnessed that whole live stream? His grandson witnessed his grandfather's murder on Facebook by these evil people that's supposed to be, defending the Black community. And we're supposed to ignore that fact and not, like, they ignore that fact. And I'm the crazy one for, like, questioning what is their motive. I'm the one that's blindly not following that evil group. And I'm the one that's inhumane. How can I not care about this? It's just, I swear to God, it's like so backwards. The world is so backwards. Nobody thinks anymore. I think we're just a repeater. Everybody's just a repeater, and they're so afraid to speak their mind and speak their truth and speak what is real and what is honest. It's too hard to stand against something that is not right. When it becomes so hard to stand against what is not right, it's insane. And when people fold, that's what happens. That's how you get a nation to raise your hand. That's how one single man got a whole nation to raise up their hand and execute 6 million innocent lives for the whatever reason he wanted them to do it. So is because they blindly just listened. They blindly just followed. and executed the plan that that one man wanted, just like what people are doing now with this one organization. And they are not a minor organization. There are billions of dollars funneling that organization. Crazy, crazy to execute their plan and their will. Whatever that may be, you guys can do your own research. If you don't know what Marxist is, look it up. And when they executed that president supporter cold blood on the street, they were chanting, and death to America. Death to America. That is what Marxism is. Crazy. So, a whole lot of politics, a whole lot of heaviness, but I'm combating it with a whole lot of color and a whole lot of fluff. And that's what it's like to be creative and to be awake, creative and awake all at the same time. But there's no peace sign coming out of here. So I don't know, Burnett. I'm not sure what happened here. So, if you guys ever get this, let me know if you guys done anything. Message me, share with me your picture if you guys working on this. It's pretty interesting concept, to just put it through the loop. It's good hand-eye coordination for anybody wanting to learn. So if you guys got young ones that want to learn how to knit or crochet, this is a great, like, another crafting way to do it. I did not see the price of this yarn though, because she got me the yarn. My friend got it for me to make for her son. So I don't know what the pricing is, but it was at Joann's fabric store, at our local Joann's. That's where she got this yarn. And then you guys stay tuned for my new pattern that I'm working on for a Wendon yarn and fibers, which I'm going to get Tina on here any day now, any Saturday now. She's busy right now, but once her schedule frees up, I'm going to get her on here, and that should be a fun time with Tina, because that human is a smart human, and she's not afraid to speak truth. And we are very different human beings. We are very, very different human beings, but we can love each other, and we can be cordial, and we can be kind, and we can be supportive of one another. So it would be, when I have her on, you're going to see two completely opposite human beings, but yet can come together on common ground and be kind and cordial and have common sense, share common sense with one another. So if you guys are following her on Awenid Yarn and Fibers, go check her out. I'm going to actually, I'll leave her Instagram. I'll leave her Instagram page here. She's also on YouTube as well. You can find her through there. I'm not sure if she's posting videos on YouTube, but she's definitely very active on Instagram and on Twitter, but I'm not on Twitter, so I don't know what's going on there. All my engagement is on Twitter. All my engagement is on Instagram. So y'all, I hope you have a fantastic week. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Is it Labor Day weekend this weekend? So we get an extra day off from work. So I'm excited about that, which means I'm going to clean and I'm going to create. And I hope you guys do the same. Until next time, y'all, God bless. And I'll see you guys next week. God bless. Bye-bye.